Alright, we're here doing Operation Mountain Breeze, Mission 1. This is the walkthrough that I'm doing. Let me pause it real quick. So, this is the first mission, and kind of like Operation Cerberus North, it's pretty tough and pretty technical. And it says here you are supposed to know how to fly a DME ARC instrument arrival and TACAN approach procedures. And if you're anything like me, that sounded a little bit like looking at these charts. I don't know how to read these very well. I do to a certain degree, but I had to look into how to do the DME ARC procedure, and I will show you how to do it to the best of my ability. Will it be perfect? I don't think so, but I am capable of doing it and getting Lion 1-1, the flight leader, to say to me that that I followed Navy procedures. So if you're interested in getting that done, then watch on. I believe as of this moment, I'll be the only one doing a walkthrough for this. So here we go. Oh, let me think if there's anything else that I should mention. I am on VR. Hopefully that doesn't bother anyone. Yeah. So I'm going to get rid of my stick here. And I'm going to set up first my waypoint sequence 1 auto. That way it auto changes.
Climb to flight level 360.
Climb flight level 360.
I had to turn down the volume of the game and also the voices because it was too loud to the point where you couldn't hear my mic. So hopefully it's loud enough now. Let's get the audio. Right. Barometric altitude hold. Take this slight turn to the left. And we got 40 miles to go, so I'm going to set some stuff up here in a second to prepare for the rest of the mission and landing. I can just catch up with them and get the right speed.
Negasec control, United 954, inbound Pyrods, flight
Alright,
level 370.
so first of all, I'm going to turn
United
this
954, Nicosia control,
aside.
radar contact.
I'm not going to bother setting a bingo
United
fuel.
954.
It's just going to annoy me. I'm going to make some shortcuts on my keyboard, which is what I usually do for these campaign missions. Alright, so 30 miles to go. I'm going to take this off, this waypoint, get rid of sequence 1, turn it off auto, and I'm going to go to data on my HSI, go up to waypoint 5, which is the first zeroed out waypoint. I'm going to go to UFC, upfront controller, and I'm going to go to position and set north 342505. Enter east 320353. Elevation doesn't matter, but it will be at 10,000 feet, so we might as well just play with it. I don't think it matters anyway. Okay. So, that's the Mises Alpha point, which is the one that air traffic control is going to guide us to. So I set those GPS coordinates in that way. I can just, I don't know. I mean, without putting those coordinates in, I don't know if it matters, but I think it just makes it easier this way, more precise. Not going to be using that waypoint number 5 right now. Slow down a little bit. How fast are they going? They're going Mach 0.8, but it's not precise. They're going like 277. This campaign is my first mission on this campaign. I will say that the AI voices, I don't know if they're AI voices, but I feel confident in saying that they are. I mean, or it's some of the worst voice acting I've ever heard, which is pretty common in DCS. I mean, let's keep it real. These DCS campaigns have some of the worst voice acting you can imagine. I mean, who would have thought voice acting was so freaking hard?
Eurotrans 961,
some of the
contact
voice
Ankara
acting sounds
control
like
on
a human being,
125.905.
It doesn't at all.
125.905. Have a nice day, Eurotrans 961.
And I do like the idea that they're going to make this very technical and, as if you're a real FA-18 pilot doing real procedures. But in the case of this campaign, they don't hold your hand at all. These charts, if you're like me, I mean, a lot of this is just, I don't know. I don't understand quite a bit of it. But I've gotten the parts that I need to know, I believe, so that's good. The chart we've used the most for this first mission is this chart, and then I believe we go and take the 282 degree, that'll be the course line for the Tachyon. Well, speaking of the Tachyon, it's going to be, might as well plug it in 108. We'll have that for later. I believe it's 108. Yep, 108 X-ray. Oh shit. It's a sharp turn. VR is very cool. It's really great. I upgraded my system, my computer. It just looks awesome, but it is a headache to get set up. There's no question about that. And it's a headache to optimize, and a literal headache for the first 2 weeks of using it because it'll make you sick. Well, I guess it depends on who you are, but made me kind of get vertigo for the first couple weeks, and then that went away permanently, and now I can really just do just about anything in VR.
Line 1, descend flight level 150.
Alright, so we're going to slow down and take
Descend
off
to flight
autopilot.
level 150.
So
Lion
we're
1.
descending my flight. They all slow down perfectly in unison because they're pre-programmed, of course. And I don't know how they slow down so quickly. I really don't, because I mean I just deployed my air brake. We're supposed to be going Mach 0.6 according to the flight plan, but they don't drop down to that. They stay, I think, at about this speed right here.
LL 5131, descend to flight level 100. Cleared at Meta 1 Alpha, arrival runway 22. Contact Larnaku, approach on 121.2.
Descend flight level 100. Imeda 1 Alpha, arrival for runway 22. Approach on 121.2. LL 5131.
So instead of making the map disappear, I turn down the brightness and then go to night mode and turn down the contrast. And it allows you to keep the map on the screen while also seeing the green lettering and numbers, green lines. What's great about VR is flying in formation. You can get great depth perception. You can get right up to another aircraft. Instead of being 2D like the monitor, you get actual 3D scaling, 3D, you know, what is the word I'm looking for? Wow. 3D depth perception, 3D perception, yeah. Just taking our time. I could fast forward. Let me turn on my helmet mounted display, which you will not be able to see for some reason. On VR, it doesn't, I guess you just can't see it. I have it on. This mission, I mean, I've done it a few times. It will catch little mistakes. Well, what I would call little, but you know, if you were actually real life, they're pretty big mistakes. Like if you follow the wrong course line, the final course line, it'll notice. If you're at the wrong speed, it'll notice. Wrong altitude, it'll notice. So, in order to get the 100, I think you get 100% no matter what, but in order to get the flight leader, Lion 11, to tell you good job, you have to do everything pretty much by the book. Really never use my mirrors. They're more annoying than anything, actually. Let's see if I can fast forward. Oops. Oh. Pulling ahead.
Nicosia Control, Wizz Air Niner 644, inbound Suez, climbing, passing flight level 220.
Wizz Air Niner 644, Nicosia Control, radar contact. Continue climb to flight level 360.
Climb to 360, Wizz Air Niner 644.
say out of all the campaigns I've done with FA-18, really out of all the campaigns in general, Operation Cerberus North was the coolest one. And when you get it, you get a whole, like a 100-page document, you know, in a PDF file on your computer, telling you about, you know, the situation in Syria, and it explains all of the factions and all the rules about landing and just a bunch of information, and then all of the missions are really pretty incredible, and it feels like you're a real FA-18 pilot, you know, walking through what a pilot would be doing. And with that being said, that's kind of how this feels a little
Lion
bit too.
1, contact Paphos, approach on 119er decimal
So
niner.
we're gonna have to contact Paphos.
119er decimal niner, Lion 1. Flight go.
2, 3, 4.
119, that's channel 2. Press spacebar.
Lions check.
2, 3, 4.
Paphos approach. Lion 1, F-18, 4-ship flight, inbound Tobal, descending to flight level 150.
Lion 1, Paphos approach, radar contact. You will be vectored for approach separately. Expect actor Tiri Mizos. Alpha arrival for TACAN, approach runway 28. Temporary Alpha Kilo Romeo TACAN
So they
frequency
expect
108
Rhesus
X-ray.
Alpha arrival, which is right here.
Rhesus Alpha
Rhesus.
arrival for Takan, approach runway 28, temporary
We've already
frequency
plugged in our
108 X-ray.
GPS coordinate for that Mises point. She's about to have me peel off on a heading of 180 degrees, which will basically be well, it is waypoint 5, one we've already made. Shit, I'm screwing around with my keyboard here.
Lion 1-4, turn right, heading 180.
That's me.
Descend to flight level
Turn
100.
right, heading 180. Descend to
Right
flight
heading
level 100.
180.
10,000
Descend to
feet.
100. Lion 1-4.
Okay, so we're bearing 180. And let's
Lion
turn on
1-3,
waypoint 5.
turn right, heading 170. Descend to flight level 100.
Which is
Right
roughly
heading
bearing
170.
180.
Descend to 100. Line 13.
That's the point that I already made on the when we changed our waypoint 5.
Lion 1-2, turn right, heading 160. Descend to flight level 100.
Right heading 160. Descend to 100. Lion 1-2.
Slowly descend to 10,000 feet.
Lion 1-1, turn right, heading 150. Descend to flight level 100.
Right heading 150, descend to 100, Lion 1-1.
And then if we want, we can listen
Paphos
to
approach
the
Suntec
weather
1851,
channel here.
A320, with X-ray QNH
Channel 3.
1013, 7,000 feet, Tubal 1 Papa.
Sunturk 1851, Paphos approach, radar contact. Descend to 2100 feet. Expect ILS approach, runway 29er.
Descend 2,100, runway 29er, Sunturk 1851.
Spacebar to remove this message. Also, we can turn on our TACAN now. Not gonna plug it in. I'm not gonna touch it yet on my HSI, but turn it on.
Lion 1-1, join inbound, Alpha Kilo Romeo Radio 253. Cleared Mesos Alpha arrival for runway 28. Contact Akratiri approach on 235.05.
Radial 253, Mesos Alpha arrival for runway 28. Approach on 235.05. Lion 1-1.
Oh, they had their formation lights on. I don't have mine on.
Lion 1-2, join inbound, Alpha Kilo Romeo Radio 253. Cleared Mesos Alpha arrival for runway 28. Contact Akratiri approach on 235.05.
Join Alpha Kilo Romeo Radio 253 for Messes Alpha arrival. Runway 28. Akatiri approach on 235.05. Lion 1-2.
I mean, come on, that's an AI voice. That is not a human being. No way. Stand down at 10,000 feet. Level out a little bit.
Lion 1-3, join inbound, Alpha Kilo Romeo Radio 253. Cleared Mesos Alpha arrival for runway 28.
Barometric
Contact
altitude
Akratiri
hold.
approach on 235.05.
Inbound Alpha Kilo Romeo Radio 253. Mesos Alpha arrival,
Oh, that's-
runway 28. Contact
That's a
Equatorial
robot.
approach on 235.05, line 13.
Line 1-3.
Val's approach, Easy 5206. Dinos 1 Whiskey, passing 8,000 feet.
So
Easy 5206, Papos
this
approach.
is the point
Climb
we're headed
flight
to.
level
We're
340.
gonna go
Clear
to
direct
a 73
Alpes.
degree bearing.
Flight 340, direct down
heading.
Easy
As soon as we
5206.
hit waypoint 5. Which
Lion
will
1-4,
align.
join inbound, Alpha Kilo Romeo Radio 253. Cleared Mesos Alpha arrival for runway 28. Contact Akratiri approach on 235.05.
Alpha Kilo Romeo, Radio 253. Mesos Alpha arrival for runway
Channel
28.
4.
Akratiri approach on 235.05. Lion 1-4.
Press spacebar.
Akratiri approach. Lion 1-4 with Foxtrot. QNH 2992. Mesos Alpha arrival.
Line 14, Akratiri
Okay,
approach.
here we go.
Speed 300 knots.
Turn on tack
Report
in.
13.7 mile DME arc
And turn
established.
73 degrees.
Speed 300. Wilco. Lion 1-4.
Speed 300. Bring my speed down.
Akratiri approach, reverse 6734 with Foxtrot, 5,000 feet, QNH 1013, Irifa Alpha.
Rough Air 6734, Akratiri approach. Continue to descend 2,000 feet. Report Irifa. You're number 5. 4 Hornets before you.
Descent to 2,000 feet.
The tack in
Number
is
5,
perfectly aligned with
Wilco,
73
reverse
degrees.
6734.
I could keep going at 73 degrees. I mean, I might as well just, that's why I turned the tack in on now. It's not 73 degrees, it's 75 roughly. So, I don't know if it'll matter, but, you know, as long as, like, the 73 degrees is supposed to be aimed perfectly at the tack in station. So,
Lion 1-2. DME arc
I don't know
established.
if that makes sense.
Line 1-2, descent to 2,000 feet. QNH 2992. Report passing 150 radius.
2,000 feet. QNH 2992. Lion 1-2.
I believe she said 300 knots. Let's check. 300, yeah. And then, so 10,000 feet, 300 knots, perfect. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I actually just kind of got lucky. So we're going to be going, right now we're like right around here. We're going to hit 15.7 miles away from the Akratiri tack-in station. So when that 39.4 is down to 15.7, we are going to take a 90-degree turn and establish our 13.7 mile arc. So we want that number right there, 38, to be 13.7 as we fly around the station in an an arc. That is the DME arc. Could fast forward. Yeah.
Line 13, DMER.
So like I said, I mean, I could be flying at 73 degrees or directly to the TACAN station. I'm not sure if it matters. Maybe I should be flying 73 degrees, but technically this is more precise, I think. It's just you lose when you turn, depending on your, rate of your turn, and, when you turn, you kind of lose the perfection. 73 now turns into 75. Bump that out to 20 miles. Alright, so we're closing in our 15.7 mile distance. Okay, press spacebar when 13.7 DME arc has been established, so we'll be doing that shortly. I'm going to take myself off autopilot. Since it's a 90-degree turn, it'll be roughly like 165 degrees that we'll be turning toward. Go and turning. Try and get closer to 13.7. A little further.
Lion 1-4, DMER established.
Line 1-4, descent 2,000 feet, QNH 29092. Report passing 150
So I gotta
radius.
tighten up a little bit to get
Descent
to
to
13.7.
2,000, QNH
My arc is too
29992,
wide right now.
Wilco,
She said
Lion
descent
1-4.
2,000 feet.
Lion 1-1, passing radio 150.
Line 1-1, cleared for TACAN approach, runway 28.
13.7.
Maintain 230 knots or more until 7 miles. Report final approach course
Back out a little
established.
bit. Yep, 13.6.
Cleared TACAN approach runway 28.
Broaden it out.
Speed 230 or more until 7 miles. Wilco, Lion 1-1.
Maintaining, I don't believe I'm supposed to change my speed. Roughly 300 knots was the direction we were given by ATC. I wonder if real pilots would get a perfect 13.7 turn. I don't know how they would do that, to be honest, but there's math involved. Do you believe? So I need to tighten this around. I'm trying to get 13.7.
Lion 12, radio 150.
Lion 1-2, cleared for TACAN approach, runway 28. Maintain 220 knots till 7 miles. Report final approach course established.
Cleared TACAN approach, runway 28. Speed 220 knots until 7 miles. Wilco, Lion 12.
So 2,000 feet. Perfect. And now we're 13.8, so I'm going to tighten my ARCA. 13.9, gotta really tighten it up.
Lion 1-1, final approach, course established.
Lion 1-1, contact tower on 339.85.
Tower on 339.85. Lion 1-1.
Oh, right. Course line 282 degrees for the TACAN station. Okay, so that's where we're headed. To that course line there. 13.7.
Line 13 at radial 150.
So,
Lion 1-3,
pause
cleared
it.
for TACAN approach.
It says press spacebar when passing radial 15. I believe they mean that means radial, 150 degrees. So when our aircraft passes the 15, we can let air traffic control know.
Runway 28. Maintain 210 knots till 7 miles. Report final approach course established.
Clear TACAN approach, runway 28, speed 210 knots until 7 miles. Wilco, Line 13.
Wilco, Lion 13. Trying to keep it roughly 13.7. If you have any feedback on how to do this better, let me know in the comments. Okay, we passed radial 15, so I'm going to let them know.
Lion 14, radio 15.
Lion 1-2, Lion 1-4, cleared for TACAN approach, runway 28. Reduce
339.85, Lion 12.
Reduce speed to 210 or less.
Cleared approach runway 28. Speed 210 or less. Wilco, Lion 14.
There's 13.7. Further out.
Line 13, final approach course.
Lion 1-3, contact tower on 339.85.
Contact tower on 339.85, line 13.
Approaching that course line of 282 degrees. Just speed of 210 or less. And we'll press spacebar when the final approach course has been established. Okay, 13.7, we're really close to the course line, so I'm going to start turning in to that course line now. 1.7 miles from the course line. 7 arc anymore. You're aligning with the course line. I don't think. That would be crazy. Okay, final approach, course line established, spacebar.
Lion 1-4, final approach course.
Lion 1-4, contact tower on 339er decimal 85.
Contact tower on 339er decimal 85. Lion 1-4.
And spacebar.
Akrotiri Tower, Lion 1-4, final runway 28.
Lion 1-4, continue approach. Number 2. Number 1 on short final.
Continue approach, number 2, Lion 1-4.
So, alright, pause. Approach number 2. I don't think that's this chart. I think it might be the other one. But subject to RT capability. And I'm not taking that call right now. Initial contact with approach is before 50. Okay, that does not apply. So it's got to be the other one, right? Pause. If ALS inoperable, increase visibility by 700 meters. See, I don't know how to read that. Warning, no. And I don't know what the acronym RT means. No RT aircraft, taxiing runway 28 not approved due to overlap. So I don't know what approach number 2 is. And I don't know how to read this fucking chart. Oh well. If anyone has any feedback on that, let me know.
Lion 1-3, contact ground on 240.1.
Contact ground on 240.1, line 1-3.
Took it off autopilot, barometric altitude hold, radar altitude.
Lion 1-4, Akrotiri Tower, cleared to land runway 28.
Clear to land runway 28, Lion 1-4.
Start slowing down a little bit. 8 miles. So, yeah, not yet. That's 6,005.
Akrotiri Tower, repair 6734.
miles.
10 miles, final runway 28.
Grab Air 6734, Akrotiri Tower, continue approach. Number 2, number 1 on short line.
Oh no.
Continue approach.
If you go
number
too
2,
fast, it'll
repair
kill you.
6734.
Alright, gear down. Flaps to full. Five miles lower altitude. Come on. Getting off course. We're a little low for being 3 miles out. Alright, there's the runway. Should be 600 feet at 2 miles. As I recall, it's been a long time since I've flown the FA-18. Actually, it's been a long time since I've played DCS, so there's a lot of stuff that I'm forgetting on a lot of this stuff. Because I feel like I'm too low right now, but according to what I remember, Each mile is 300 feet. Is that right? I definitely feel too low. Oh well. Speed brake, air brake, whatever you want to call it. Extended. And just coast down the runway here. So we're going to be going to channel 8 to get info on where to park. 240.1, yeah, Akhtiri ground.
Lion 1-4. Contact ground on 240.1.
Ground on 240.1. Lion 1-4.
Once you've cleared the runway, contact ground, press spacebar.
Akrotiri ground. Lion 1-4 vacated runway 28.
Lion 1-4. Taxi via Yankee to Alpha Dispersal. Stand 4.
Via
Okay,
Yankee
Alpha
to Alpha Dispersal. Stand 4.
Here.
Lion 1-4.
So we just got to go over there and then stand 4, which is the back left. I really hope that I did get a perfect flight there, because I sped up past 210 for a split second. I'm not sure if that's gonna. The speed cap was 210, speed limit was 210.
Akrotiri ground. Refair 6734 at Yankee 1.
Rafair 6734. Ground. Taxi via Yankee to stand 1.
Via Yankee to stand 1. Refair 6734.
E.T., welcome to Akrotiri Air Base.
Excellent flying.
Excellent flying. Your formation flying was sufficient for Navy standards. Not best I've seen, but enough. You followed ATC instructions as supposed, and you flew approach procedure safely. Keep going like that. I'll see you at O'Clock.
Thank God. We did it. I don't know how you get out of the not best I have seen. Like, can they tell me what I did wrong? I'm curious to know what I did wrong. Oh well. That's done. It's over. So that's how you get it. That's how you do it properly. I mean, best of my knowledge. So, there you go. 100%. Godspeed, friends. Thanks for watching.